Hi, Limit Break Overdrive with another build guide video, and this one is once again for Boneshatter Juggernaut. I've been making this guide for quite a few leagues. I'm not sure how many, 5, 6, and it's still strong, it's still tanky. As you can see behind me, the playstyle is pretty simple. You just leave slam around and kill packs of mobs. You get free melee splash with the skill. And there's been quite a few changes this league for melee. And even for Jog, the ascendancy changed. Basically, before with Arbor we could mitigate elemental damage. We lost that. Instead it's chaos damage. But now endurance charges basically give us that elemental mitigation. So it should be as tanky, if not more. And damage-wise, I think it got a slight nerf, because since we lose the attack speed from the totem, we don't get as many trauma stacks. But apart from that, still pretty good, so let's jump right into it. So I want to start by looking at the notes section, but first, I'm not sure if it's still the case or not, but you might have to opt into the beta for path building to see the skill tree. I think they updated it officially, but I'm not sure. So you click on options, you click opt-in to weekly beta test builds, save, should download the update and you should be good to go, but I don't even think this is necessary anymore. So the notes section, it's divided in sections. I like giving different colors just so it's easier to find things. And there's sections about practically everything you can think of, like the helmet crafting, since you need essences or weapons, vendor recipes that are useful, a leveling section, it's pretty good. And there's also a PSA section at the top with the most frequent questions I'm getting asked, like almost every league. And this is at the top too. Once the video is up, the link is going to be here. If you just have the POE and you forgot something and you want to take a look at the video again, the link is going to be there, just so it's handy and quickly accessible for you. Which brings us to the skill trees. Alright, so the skill trees with an S, because I always make multiple ones. You get the normal lab. Normal lab, you don't get that much damage until normal lab, but it should be enough with the new quality on weapons. It's multiplicative. With just one whetstone or two, you're gonna get 20 quality, so it should be enough. You get damage here, here, and here, and then it's gonna be after, once you get axe nodes. If you really struggle on damage, don't take fortify yet and go and take some nodes here with slaughter, but should be enough, as I say. And then you get that too, which gives you accuracy and attack speed, so once you ascend, a little bit more damage. Cruel Lab, again, you probably need to start getting accuracy, and it synergizes with your ascendancy too. You get this, Rage on hit, because Rage is just free damage. We're gonna invest into it more a little bit later, but for now it's just 30% more damage once you have it, so pretty good. Endurance charges. Hatchet Master, I hate that they moved it here instead of here, but it's too much attack speed to not take, especially without the Ancestral Protector buff. Then Merc Lab, we start getting precise technique. Don't forget, main hand accuracy has to be higher than total life for that to work. So accuracy node, we're running precision to help with that. So pretty important. You start taking Harpooner for Impale synergy. And then in Cruel Lab, not Cruel Lab, but level 95, this is what the tree is going to look like. And yes, I don't take Tribal Fury. This is a choice. This isn't, I didn't forget about it. It's not that great with Boneshatter because we already get splash damage. What is super good though, that feels good about that, is the non-Vol Strike skills target one additional nearby enemy mastery. But you can take that here, for example, to save a point, because it's 3 instead of 4, plus the mastery. If you really want it, it's fine. You can just take that, ditch damage elsewhere, for example, that, or here. You're gonna lose some damage, but it might feel better for you. I just like it this way, but it's a totally good option. And I can't talk about the skill tree without talking about the gear and the passive trees and how I set things up, so let's get into it. So, the way I do things is I have item sets with different names and passive trees with different names. And you always have to put them one with the other, to really see what I have in mind with the build. For example, level 95 item set, level 95 passive tree, that's good. if you have the big equipment, anything that has big in it will fit, like big level 100. See the damage changes, resistances are fine, everything's fine. And then big level 100 cluster, even more damage. It's not necessary. It's just I wanted to give you options, but you kind of need to be close to level 100 for it to work. You could maybe like be 98 and ditch some life notes, for example. But these are just options. But for the sake of looking at the gear, we're just going to look at like red map gear without any big investment like Thread of Hope or whatnot, not even a little Pride, which is really good here. But yeah, 650 DPS axe, you can get better, 850 for example. You can tinker with the quality. I left it at 20 quality because I'm not sure if we can craft higher quality. I think it's just from drops. I might be wrong, but I think this is how it's gonna work. But you can just double click here, edit 28 quality for example, and you see the damage upgrade. So yeah, you can tinker with that. So basically physical damage, attack speed, and if you look at the notes section in weapons, you see other mods that could be good. It's all written there, so you can always refer to that section. Helmet, mana reservation with the Eldritch implicit and with an essence of loading, pretty important. Technically you could put the essence of loading on the chest as well, but I prefer doing it on the helmet because I like using Brass Dome. So that's another option. Again, the chest item is just armor, pure armor base, and you're gonna notice that they don't have crazy armor stats. I wanted it to be reflective of what you might get, but you can get like 75-100% increased armor with the multiplicative quality. Now it's even better. I believe I have one piece of gear that has that. I think it's the helm yet. It's 900 armor. That would be pretty good, way more than we can get presently in 3.24. Amulet, it's resist, life, I anoint charisma for all my auras. It's probably necessary. Maybe not late game if you use cluster. You could change the anoint and take skill effect duration for example, but it's simpler this way. Then rings, I love amethyst ring for chaos resistance, stage and vise with stats. Yes, I know there's two crafted mod, but I don't care. It's just to so that there's no warning here in the build. But as long as you have enough strength, dexterity, and intelligence, you can basically craft whatever the fuck you want. Then corrupted blood immunity on the jewel, but before you get it, of course, you can take it here. We take protection mastery. Alright, so the gems are more straightforward than usual because we don't need the totem with Culling Strike and multiple totems to get buffs. That got killed. So we have finally some leeway. Boneshatter here, pretty straightforward. If you want to, you can put it level 21. I don't because it's a guide, it's a League Starter guide. I want it to be reflective of what you can get. Same for the Awakened Gems, they're not active. Auras, Pride, Determination, as usual. Flesh and Stone, because it gives damage. And if you switch to Sand Stance, you get a big damage reduction buff, so pretty good. Arctic Armor, again, is Fizz mitigation. Molten Shell, Vulnerability, cast with damage taken, and life tap. The levels here are pretty important. Basically, if cast with damage taken says requires level 44, your other gems have to require 44 or lower, otherwise they won't be supported by that trigger gem. So Molten Shell would be level 11 and Vulnerability would be level 7. You can level this one higher if you want, but at 4 it triggers quite often, especially with the quality that requires the amount of damage taken to trigger. Precision, Arrogance, Blood Rage for attack speed, and even Leech, Leap Slam with faster attack. But faster attack might not be necessary because we get Combat Rush from close combat, but we have room for it, so why not? Only for bosses. You can use Berserk if you want, even if it's not as strong as it was before. It just increases rage effectiveness. And War Banner, if you enable it, you need to go into the config window and check that box, is banner planted. It's just 4% more damage. Again, we do have room for it, so it's there, but not really that important. And this is just for bosses. If you want to get frenzy charges, you can use Frenzy of Onslaught. You have to be using this one. Normal frenzy only works with bows, I believe. So this one is for melee frenzy. It's worse, but it gets the job done. You can generate frenzy charges. And if you go into the config window again and you check frenzy charges, damage increases a lot. I don't do it because I don't want numbers to be inflated. And Pantheons, Solaris for bossing, more physical damage mitigation again when there's only one nearby enemy. Lunaris for mapping is better. Tukohama for just the life regen and the fizz mitigation, again super good. And that covers what I wanted to look at in the config window. So again, I'm probably gonna league start with this guy because it's a safe zone for me. Last league I league started Lacerate, which I made a build guide once again for. It's looking even better than last league. Like good damage, even more defense. So two good options, but I think I want to try this one. It's just, like I said, a safe zone for me. So let me know down in the comments if you're gonna league start this. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. You can come on my Discord. I have a channel for Path of Exile. You can just ask me on Twitch when I stream. I'll be live streaming at League launch, of course. So again, hopefully you enjoy the build and your league start is great. Have a nice day and see you in the next one.